Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. So we're gonna go ahead and pause the Splashcast 12 pack that will be out on Wednesday. But ladies and gentlemen, you changed your seat. Ladies and gentlemen, with the 12 pack, I'm sorry, with the pregame, we got a few things we're gonna talk about today. We're gonna let some of our fans. Yeah, there you go. We're gonna let some of our fans trickle in. So let me ask you a question.
What?
We'll wait for. Well, first off, let's go ahead and get everything out of the way. Let's get it out of the way. Your man. So we always congratulate people who make their money. Your man's Tiger Woods' net worth is estimated to be at least $1 billion. He joins LeBron James and Michael Jordan as the only known athlete billionaires, and I think Tiger Woods and LeBron James are the only active athletes that are billionaires.
His activity is the loosest version of active
Who?
I've ever experienced. Tiger.
He plays now.
A little bit.
What you mean? He plays. He plays just as much as basketball players do. It's just during the course of golf.
Hell no. Basketball players play 82 games this season.
What I'm saying is the amount of time. Yeah, they play 82 games, but each round for him is a game, right? Each round is a game.
Yeah,
so you have 4 rounds a tournament.
But he takes off a lot, and I mean, rightfully so. He's injured, so but
well, you know, he's
activity
had to take
on
off
that
the last decade, but that really wasn't. That wasn't his fault. I mean, it was his fault.
Here we go.
Was his
Buckle
fault.
up.
It was his fault, but you know, it is what it is.
It ain't my fault. No.
You made an interesting point. Yep, you made an interesting point.
Boy, hey, y'all catch that. You catch the license plate on that bus before I get run over here.
Which is more impressive? LeBron James for having done this with his friends, becoming billionaires, making all of his close-knit friends millionaires, being an inspiration to the community and all of that stuff? Or is it Michael Jordan? I don't think it's Michael Jordan, because Michael Jordan has been a savvy businessman and just got in on the ground floor the whole time and handled his things accordingly. Or is it Tiger? Why do I say or is it Tiger? Because Tiger went through that divorce, lost all of that bread, and did all of that alleged stuff that happened with the stuff and the stuff and the stuff. Which is more important? Not more important. Ooh, that's a setup right there. Which is more, which is more impressive? Which is still kind of a setup.
Impressive to me. Well, LeBron is immediately disqualified because you didn't have to make the money back. I wish I knew how much money Mike had when he had to split it with Juanita, because Tiger was like almost at the billion when he had to split. And I don't know if it's better to split early and her not get a bunch of money, or to split late and you be making so much money you can bounce back quick. But also remember, Tiger could probably be the $2 billion. You know, he could be in $2 billion if he had signed that live deal. Remember
that we talked about last week on the Splashcast.
Yeah. So
$125 million just to sign your name. You don't even got to win. You just got to.
No, you don't have to do anything. So,
but cooperate.
I probably say Tiger. And out of those guys, he also had to take a long break for injury. Like LeBron has been mostly healthy. Jordan has been mostly healthy. And definitely Tiger, because Tiger is mostly eat what you kill. When you got to win a game, you got to win a match to get the purse. You know, that's how you start out. Like everybody else, Jordan and LeBron are contract guys. So whether you play great or not, you gonna kind of get your check. You know.
And you got to even qualify to even make money. That's the thing that's different. I'm glad you brought that up about golf. Is once you kind of make it to the league in basketball and football, you have to stay in the league, but once you qualify, you're there, right? Once you get there, for example, Tony Snell. Once Tony Snell got there, he has a niche, and he plays to that niche. Golf is one of the few places, I think golf, maybe tennis, one of the few sports where you have to qualify every year. You get invited. But I mean, so for example, you have your major guys. Well, they don't. Their qualification is they're already on the tour and they already place a certain amount in terms of
so it's not even a question.
So it's not a question. But they do have to qualify though.
Yes, but I mean,
and you got to qualify every round.
But my thing is, you could go home if you miss the cut, you might not make any money. So that's a week of zeros. Now, when you hit, but. Well, I mean, I give it to Tiger. Tiger plays, you can say what you want to, but you can say, if you say LeBron, you're going to say Kyrie Irving a little bit, or you're going to say Dwayne Wade, or you're going to say Chris Bosh.
About LeBron's help. You always going to talk about LeBron's help.
Yeah, or when you talk Jordan. Sport. I mean, with Jordan, you're still going to say, hey, Dennis Rodman, Scottie Pippen. Tiger like, nah, it's just me, dog.
Just me and my thoughts out here, bruh. Me, my thoughts, and my texts.
Y'all ain't doing this by yourself. Now that means you also don't have to split the money with nobody but yourself too, which is great. But yeah, it's just a lot. It's a lot on one human.
Yeah, it's a lot of stress, man. So shout out.
And it's a lot on one human that's a black human in a very white game. Like Jordan and LeBron, they're not minorities. They go to work every day with people who look like him. Boy.
Fair.
Tiger's out there like, hey guys, gonna try to play this golf.
And even now, sorry, my doorbell went off. We stay strapped over here, but I forgot what I was saying. The kids messing with my doorbell. What was I saying? What were we talking about?
Boy, getting destroyed by Dennis the Menace.
Bruh, I will get no, I won't. Not gonna incriminate myself. But yeah, Tiger Woods, man.
YSL. Slime gang.
That was not me.
That's gonna be my answer every time that we do something incriminating. Slime him out.
Not me. I live here. I ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Don't say nothing. Or jokes about nothing, brother. But shout out to Tiger, man. Shout out to Tiger. So I forgot what I was gonna say. So I'm gonna bring something else up that is interesting.
Slime life.
Your man's AD. I'm gonna play this real quick, Norwood. Hold tight for me. I'm gonna play this, and I want y'all to listen to what he says. It's an 8-second clip.
I hope you got that clip on Bill Cosby. This is the dumbest.
I don't, but I should. We can add.
This is why you get D's.
Basketball.
So my man AD said, and I quote. I'm gonna play it for y'all. I'm gonna start it back over. Here we go.
I haven't shot a basketball since April, maybe April 5th.
Where you actually shot a basketball.
Probably April 5th.
Y'all heard that?
I haven't shot a basketball.
Y'all heard that? Y'all heard that? April 5th. April 5th. April 5th. April 5th. He has not picked up a ball since April 5th. Now,
that's what y'all get. Y'all knew who this guy was before he got here.
I want to see just to make sure that y'all see that.
Y'all.
It says April 5th. April 5th. He has not picked up a basketball. Now, according to other podcasts and shows that we watch that have more of an insight than we do so far, we'll get there. But according to Shannon Sharp and other NBA basketball,
I got plenty enough insight on this. I'm well versed.
They said that AD, his training regiment is he doesn't touch a basketball. Then
I don't care about his training regiment because he's been hurt every year since he got into the league.
And then
that's like a person who can't swim telling me how they learn how to swim. Bro, I don't want to hear it. You don't do your job good enough to tell anybody else about it.
So he would lift weights and then he would practice basketball closer to training camp. As Norwood so eloquently put it just now, obviously that this ain't working, brother. This ain't working at all.
That's like asking me for a cookbook. I ain't never cooked shit before. Why would you? What do you want of mine? Oh, I want your recipe on this. AD, I don't ever want to hear about your health regimen. You want to know why? Because you ain't never been healthy.
You ain't never been healthy, bro. You ain't never been healthy, Shawty. Ever.
That's like Paula Deen vegan meals. Things that just ain't never seen happen before.
No Paula Deen gonna eat that pork now. But what's alarming
and we
about
know you're
this?
gonna be hurt. Everything. He's alarming.
What's alarming about this is, now, I will say, in the time of Twitter, in the time of information age, he is being seen everywhere. He's being seen everywhere. He has unlimited access to himself. So in this video, he's actually he's a big gamer, of course. He's what, 25, 26, 27?
You're right. He play games with the Lakers every night.
He's a big gamer. He plays with Call of Duty. He plays Call of Duty. And FaZe Clan is a big clan in Call of Duty, big gaming clan where they make their guys make, $150,000, $200,000 a year to stream their games. So, he's used his celebrity, and he and the dude from FaZe Clan are cool. It's an esports team. God, I couldn't think of that. Thank you, Josh. Esports team. So, as a result, he has it. He's everything that he's doing is like magnified because he was such a letdown last year. Norwood says he's playing more esports than real sports. So obviously you feel some type of way, Norwood. How you feel? I don't know what's going on. Go ahead. Josh, his only injury risk is carpal tunnel. Oh no. What are you laughing at?
Hold on, Jim.
Can't hold on in the middle of the stream.
Yes, I can.
Imagine playing a simulation of your job instead of actually doing an actual job. That boy, you say that boy's in the Sims, bro? That boy out here in the Sims, shawty?
The Sims, that's the name of the episode too. That boy simulating his entire existence. So this is my trick.
Sims.
I actually practice the game of basketball by playing 2K. That's how I get him.
My rating gets higher, and I can.
Y'all traded for this guy. You actually requested him to be on your team. This is what you got.
And everybody you traded has gotten better.
I don't feel sorry for you guys at all, boy. Hey, my mom always say people in here want ice water, and I bet y'all want to trade Anthony Davis back, but ain't neither one of y'all gonna get what you want. Ooh, you damn fool! This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Oh man!
No matter, it's the reason you get D's in all your classes.
And the bad thing is, this isn't the first video, right? And like I said before, you can't get mad at him for living his life. But I mean, like, you can't
do what the hell I want to.
That's
if
he's
I'm LeBron,
a 100 millionaire. Do what he wants to.
I will snuff this man out.
That boy been eating crawfish.
He's doing everything.
He's doing everything but getting
basketball.
better. Everything except for what he's getting paid to do. Now, he does deserve time off, but this is just funny. It's a bad look. It's a bad look.
He does not deserve time off.
Everybody, come on, man. You can't say that. How would you feel if somebody came to your job and said you don't deserve no time off?
How about if your job lets you be off for a month? And you don't even have to work your job every day like we do. He only got to go to his job for a few months. And then some of the few months, you didn't even do the job. And you ask me? Ask me again. I dare you to ask me. Everybody deserve off. Teachers deserve off for the summer. Anthony Davis, his 8-foot tall ass needs to be in somebody's gym.
Not 8-foot tall ass needs to be in somebody's gym.
Or a church. Praying for his joints. But something must happen.
Not praying for his joints.
Hey, man falls every season. He is like the Punxsutawney Phil of injuries. You know. So
Go ahead.
No.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Fun employee is one of the funniest. I don't, man, Anthony Davis, how you gonna cancel us? He don't even go to his job. How I wish you wouldn't try to cancel my hobby. Boy, shut up. Job and my hobby will. You don't do neither one.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you call an inadvertent shot. This is called an inadvertent trigger.
I pulled out the gun and I'm shooting it. You made them people trade away their whole future. Then you made them trade for Russ. Now y'all got one measly draft pick in 2027, and y'all supposed to have a future from that and get rid of Russ. Well, LeBron, I'm telling you right now, that man want to punch you in your shit. He might not never tell you that. You gonna make a black dad retire? Yeah, I can't even go to job. I can't even go to work no more.
I'm telling y'all, dog. I said this in the chat, right? I said now, AD's moving like a person that don't want to play basketball no more. Like the pressure is it's a lot of stuff going on. Like that's why I think that's why
that
I think
boy got
AD,
that one cubic zirconia, and he's so happy now.
That's why
Cloudy ass bring you one.
I think AD. That's why I don't know if AD could get traded back home to Chicago. I don't know if he can handle that pressure. I think he's hurt all the time.
He's not a number one. I don't know why people don't understand that. He is the best. He's an 8 foot tall Robin. He's look at Giannis. That's who he was supposed to be, but he's not. Him and Karl Anthony Towns.
You want him in Atlanta?
No. No. What are we gonna do? Watch him not play? I know Trey would love it. He wouldn't really have to pass the ball to nobody.
We'd be horrible.
Horrible, you know what that is? That means Jalen. Maybe we will play Jalen Johnson then. You know what? Nope. This is a flaming bag of garbage. I am happy that they mortgage their entire future, and hopefully, just hopefully, New Orleans will learn their mistake from the last power forward bust they had and trade Zion and go ahead and compete with the team that they have. Please do not double down on dumb like the Lakers did.
All right, man. And then finally, your man. So
what is wrong with Josh? He said gonna be the main character. Hey, there is no ballers basketball either. Yeah, might as well start it with AD. So, and what was the name of the dude who actually did play the joint? He played the Esports too.
I can't think. I don't know. I can't go down this rabbit hole with y'all on that one. But and then the game. So the game has been on a press run with this new album. 45-year-old game, 43-year-old game, however old he is.
You better respect JC.
I got nothing to say about the game, bro. But he's made some statements recently. You know, he feels he's the best rapper to come out since Jay-Z. He held Cali on his back for 15 years by himself. He introduced Kendrick. He did all of this stuff. He says if he had as much backing as Eminem, he would be voted one of the top rappers of all time. You think so?
Yes. Now Eminem is a guy who can really rap.
I was about to say, man.
But Eminem is a guy who can really rap. Yes, definitely Vernon Littlefield. Thank you, Josh. But 100%, Eminem is a guy who can rap words together, but he doesn't really he doesn't really rap about anything that you want to hear. Game makes hit after hit after hit after hit after hit. You know, you might not like all of his antics or, you know, all the people he's been in the name dropping. Just the antics that he does. But when it comes to guys who can rap and make music that is really good, it is not many that have been as good as he's been consistently. He definitely put the West on his back until Kendrick showed up. And I would dare say he's probably more, you know, Kendrick is Kendrick, but Kendrick also doesn't put out a ton of music all the time either. Game is way more consistent with putting out music.
Right. But
yeah, he's it. Now don't Don't get it fucked up. No.
He's okay. So the thing about Game, the thing about Game is he was on the podcast, the I am more than an athlete podcast, right? Isn't that what it's called? I am athlete.
I am athlete.
I am athlete.
I am athlete.
He said something that caught my eye. He said, and I'm gonna play it for y'all real quick so that y'all can hear it. Hopefully y'all can hear it because we sure can't. But he said that Pac Man
and make pancakes and turn it into a
and y'all can hear this.
For those niggas out there, Pac-Man Jones is like AI of football.
He called Pac-Man
like,
the AI.
Like, you just that
of football.
Hey, yo, and again, this gonna sound.
That's
I don't
interesting thing. So he said Pac-Man is the AI of football. Shut in. He said some other things, and it's actually a good episode. Y'all should go watch it. It's actually a very good episode. How do you feel about that? Were Pac-Man and AI the same type of person and player? And
no.
What do you think he meant by that?
It's two different things. I get what he's kind of trying to.
What is he trying to
communicate?
Say?
He's trying to say culturally, we identify with both guys. But for me, AI and Pac-Man's identities are so completely different. AI was just a representation culturally of like the things that we liked at that point. Big shorts, braids, tattoos, rap music. It's like the difference between our dad's NBA and our NBA. So I understand what he's trying to say, but outside of that, Allen Iverson was beloved by everybody. He had a little issue in high school, but outside of that, it wasn't a lot of getting into
issues in domestic stuff. In the pros,
but not like
he was also pre-social media too.
Yeah,
so there was a lot of stuff that came out later on that probably would have been crazy. But I get what you're saying.
But,
go ahead.
Yeah, Pac-Man is more of. I mean, he's a guy. I can understand how he can understand as a gang member. Pac-Man 100%. Is Pac-Man all the time, and sometimes that means you might have to whoop her ass in the airport.
That ain't his. See, now stuff like that, I'm not really saying that, and I get that, Josh. I was actually gonna get to that, where he was saying that both of them are like the hood representatives. They can relate,
absolutely,
to both of them. But I think, which is something I kind of agree with Game. The thing I disagree with and what I agree with you more about is they're two different representations, but it's both how both the hood can what's the word?
But see, I feel like
the hood can relate to both of them, but for different reasons.
Yeah, like I don't think that you have to be super hood to relate to Allen Iverson.
That was where I was going with my point.
Yeah, but I think I like Pac-Man and I like the people who, kind of I do understand that he's from the hood, but I'm more like Pac-Man because he's on the fringe. He plays intense. Like I guess for me they're just two different things.
So, and what I was saying was AI is more of a bigger representation and more all-encompassing.
He was just cool.
Where Pac-Man is more like, and it's maybe because I know the backstory of Pac-Man. He's come from and overcome so much, being from the projects, being from the hood, seeing murder and all that other stuff that you see in gang culture, right? You see the stuff that he saw in gang culture growing up, and he actually made it to that point where same thing with AI, he overcame something court-wise, the government-wise, legal-wise, although it wasn't gang culture. I can see how he made that distinction. I just think that they both represented two different struggles, but they still represented struggles as well. So it's like I said, it's a really, really, really dope, really great podcast to watch, really great video to watch, segment on their episodes to watch. I put it on the list because some people said that they are crazy to relate AI and Pac-Man.
It's the overarching point is influence. It's just different influence, but the influence is the same. And I mean, a lot of times people don't give Pac-Man credit. Like, sure, he has his off the field things. Like, don't forget, he adopted Chris Henry's 2 sons after he passed away. And I think one of them has just got an offer letter or something from like Ohio State.
Both of them are fine.
Yeah.
In football.
And you know, you might not like everything about Pac-Man, but it's plenty of guys who wouldn't adopt your kids if you passed away, and if you did pass away, wouldn't, like, you know, try to spend every waking moment with them, trying to develop them to be, you know, great in their own. Like that is admirable beyond words.
He's definitely matured. He's definitely matured to the point where, as you get older, people always say, I just mind my business, drink my water, and try to make my money and live my life, raise my kids. He's in that phase of life. He's in that phase of, he's got a daughter, he's got a son, he's got 2 adopted sons, he's got 2 daughters. I can't remember.
And takes care of everybody. Like, you know,
he takes care of his family.
You never get him champion as a black dad, though. You'll never hear Pac-Man as the guy who you like.
Because he's easier. It's easier to paint Pac-Man as a villain than to actually look into the backstory and understand that most villains are good guys that were fucked over. Ooh, that's a
and he ain't. I mean, people go through things in life. If you were fortunate enough to not to have to go through many things, then consider yourself lucky. But this dude did, and has come a long way. And starting from where he started from and to be where he is a lot of guys who have
just
lived.
as commendable as when you talk about any of these
I
other
think it's
athletes
more
that are billionaires.
I think it's more.
These billionaire guys and these guys that have done it, you need to recognize the guys that came from literally, I'm not gonna say literally nothing, because he still had a family, he still had to love him. Shout out to Lewis, shout out to Pacman, shout out to everybody. But the guys that come from nothing, proverbial nothing, societal definition of nothing, and have to get it out the mud, have to go all the way up, and then backslide. That's the part that people don't understand. Yes, you're sitting there and judging. I did not mean to go into this for this topic, but all the guys that you judge that backslide, you got to understand that's all folks know. So if I'm in the club and somebody come up there and shove me, well, I saw my homeboy, like for me, like I saw my homeboy get shot at 17, 16, 15 years old. So if I'm 22, I'm in the club and the same thing presents itself. Well, shit, hey, it's either you or me. Y'all gotta make sure that y'all give the same accolades and respect to the athletes that overcame hardship and overcame their own selves, as much as we give the same accolades to the billionaires, the guys that did it right, and all of that stuff. We preaching today. We preaching.
You have other guys who will get highlighted for raising other people's children, but when you got a guy who's literally raising his best friend's 2 sons, you might get that once every few years.
Charlize Theron
is that
champion for raising those.
That's not what I was talking about. And y'all know Reggie hate that lady.
I hate her.
But yeah, for me, I just
not taking that back.
But that's the reason we have this podcast, so we can champion the people who we don't believe get championed enough. But definitely a big salute to Pac-Man.
Salute to Pac-Man. Salute to Pac-Man. Salute to Pac-Man. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in with us, man. We are actually here. We are going to pod and attempt to watch the finals game as well. So this is probably going to be another 2-hour pod. It is what it is.
I'm just about to pod. I'm not worried about watching that game.
Crazy. It's a lot of stuff going on. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get into the Around the League edition of episode 59 of the Splashcast. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. We are now going to play a little bit of the Splashcast 12 pack as we get ready. Y'all stay tuned. Give us about 2-3 minutes.